So what's going on? So what I think about Walt Clyde Frazier saying that Michael Jordan doesn't belong in the GOAT conversation. He says, in his opinion, he says Oscar Robertson was more versatile. He said Will Chamberlain was more dominant and Bill Russell won more rings. I ain't got no problem with that because Walt Clyde Frazier grew up seeing these guys. And you know, every generation era has those arguments. And for the record, I don't think Jordan is the greatest, but that sure as heck ain't no LeBron James either. I think that there is no one guy to say the greatest because it's subjective. Because what's your criteria, you know? And you can always say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar dominated high school, college, and the pros. So you can go about 4 or 5 different people. You can say Magic Johnson played multiple positions and went to 9 finals, won 5 of them, 13-year career. That's something to marvel at. You know, his dominance, the way he changed the point guard position. You can say Shaquille O'Neal because of the dominance, the last guy to three-peat in the finals, and they had to change the rules and regulations. He's the last guy that's played basketball where they had to change the rules and the concepts because he was so dominant and his impact was so found, and he won wherever he went, etc. So you can make cases for a lot of different people. You know, Tim Duncan, 5-time champion, power forward champion, was an incredible talent. Was he a power forward? Was he a center? Debatable. Now, some people might not put him as the GOAT, but you can put those kind of guys in the conversation, and you wouldn't be out of your mind because there's a difference of how people feel. Some people may say Dr. J, some may say Kobe, some, you know, it depends on how well you come down. Some may say Larry Bird, his dominance, his impact, multiple league MVPs. It all depends on what you want to come down to it, you know. But I understand what Walt Clyde Frazier is saying. And the one thing that, you know, I remember hearing Oscar Robertson say, he seems to have some kind of favoring for LeBron. But one thing he said against Jordan, he said that Jordan was the most marketed. And there's truth to that. But I think that if I said it about Jordan, I got to say it about LeBron. They put the money on him. You know how the NBA plantation is. They push an agenda. They've always pushed an agenda, and they want to sell it a certain way. Just because you win don't mean you win. Ask Isaiah Thomas. You know, they never put him where he belongs as a top tier type of player. To an extent, they've done it to Olajuwon too. I'm just saying, you know. So what's your criteria? You know, but I understand what Walt Clyde Frazier is saying. This is not no old school get off my lawn hate, because realistically, how could you argue against an Oscar Robertson? You know, how could you? He was a walking triple-double. And to me, even though Russell Westbrook's are impressive, Oscar Robertson's on another level because there was hand-to-hand contact defense and no three-point line. So for what Oscar Robertson